Guys, we're going to go over our lawn plan for mid-July/August. We're going to show you how the yard's looking, what strategies that we're using on the grass, and how we can keep our grass green and looking good for the month. So this is what we're working with right now. We just got a fresh cut on this just a little while ago. Give you a view so you can see everything. We definitely are struggling with things like doveweed, spurge. That's just typical this time of year. We use our Celsius and things like Celsius, Certainty, Sedgehammer, things like that to knock them out. I've got a few over here by the slide. You can see where they're turning yellow in the grass, but it just seems like this time of year it's just a cat and mouse game that you're all over the yard. We're going to go right over this way. I'm going to show you over here by the side of this fence. Even though it's getting water, starting to struggle with some dry spots. Along this fence you can really see maybe about 2 to 3 foot where the Bermuda is a lighter shade. It's not as green. You can definitely tell that that dry spot is right there by that fence. So this year is starting to feel a lot like last year, where we got a lot of rain from say like May to June, and then after July it just suddenly turned dry and drought all the way from July to September. That's what I'm starting to see now. Even though the drought map is looking way better than it was, we're back into that dry spell. I expect that drought map to go from basically zero drought back to abnormally dry and start reversing in the other direction. The patch is looking really good. It's good and thick. But I'm going to show you one thing right down here. You can see where my feet were standing, 1 foot here, 1 foot here, about an hour and a half ago. That tells me that this grass is starting to get dry, way more dry than it should be. It hasn't turned yellow, hasn't turned brown, but it definitely doesn't have the moisture that it needs. Here's the front yard. You can tell it's really looking good. You can see the spot from the splash pad has 99% filled in. It's looking way better than what it was. It's definitely amazing compared to how it looked about a month ago. You can see the stripes are really sticking. We've done a great job of making sure that this is watered. So right now, where we would typically say like 1 inch, you're going to have to step up and do 1 inch, 1.5 inches. You're going to have to go on what the grass tells you it needs. Look for the footprints that are staying in the grass. Look for the dry spots. That's going to tell you that it needs water. It's a hot one this afternoon, so we're going to come over to the shade, take a break, cool off for a minute. Let's talk about fertilizer, things like that. If you're putting out fertilizer, again, you want to use a light coat. What does that mean? That means you put it down at half what the bag rate says. So like if you're using Yard Mastery and it says that you need to be at 5.5, put it out at 2.5. That way you're going to get consistent greening you're going to put it down every 2 weeks instead of every month. That gives you consistent greening, won't burn. You don't have to worry about putting down a ton of water. If a storm pops up, it doesn't just wash away. Guarantee that you'll get way better results doing it every 2 weeks than you will doing it once a month. I've been battling the mole crickets in the yard. Every time I kill like the 6 or 7 big ones, there's some new ones that have been moving in. One of the things I've noticed that I found a little disturbing in the yard the last few days is I've noticed the presence of birds going through the grass feeding on something. I think that may possibly be a hatch out of fresh mole crickets for this year, only because I've seen a handful of small ones, probably about like the size of a dime, a nickel. But the thing with the mole crickets is every time I get rid of the big ones in my yard and I get it where it's actually quiet in my yard at night, they move back in. It's like they realize that the territory is free and more mole crickets show up. Maybe I just don't notice them. I don't see the dirt and everything like that being dug up, but it seems like every time you get rid of them that they come back in. I'm hoping to have a video soon about how to hunt mole crickets at night and just go ahead and eradicate them while they're out singing their song. You go ahead, get them out of the ground, kill them, go ahead and knock them out. You don't have to worry about like how much of this product did you put down on the lawn. You're not putting down all these pest products. You're actually targeting the source that you're going for, which is the mole cricket. Hard to believe that the 4th of July has passed and that we're moving on to mid-July/August. That definitely means that the end of our growing season is approaching, and the days are getting shorter. Even though the temperatures are warm and everything, we've started to transition to the shorter day. We've passed the longest day of the year, I believe. I would have to double check, but I think the solstice was a few days ago. But that definitely means that you may be running out of opportunity to push growth, things like that, getting the grass to thicken in. Some people may be looking forward to that. They don't want to cut the grass 2 or 3 times a week at all. You know, football's just a few weeks away, so everybody's going to be excited for that, and that's when they really stop taking care of their grass, when football season starts. That becomes the main focus for sure. It's been great talking with everybody, but I'm going to have to go out front and get these bushes cut. They're starting to get almost as tall as me, which isn't really saying a lot because I'm only 5'7". But I'm going to go out front and get these bushes knocked out so that they'll look way better. Thanks. Bye.